My child, lean in close, because this moment is not ordinary, and these words are not random noise drifting through your day. This is an interruption from heaven itself, a divine collision arranged before you ever opened your eyes this morning. And the very fact that you are here, breathing, listening, feeling something stirred deep in your chest right now is the evidence that I am speaking directly to you on purpose, with intention, with authority. Because I have watched every mile of the road you thought you walked alone. I have counted every tear you wiped away before anyone else could see it. I have heard every quiet prayer you whispered into the dark when your voice shook and your faith felt thin. And I need you to understand something that is going to shift the way you see your entire life up to this second. A decision has already been made in the unseen concerning you. A final determination about your situation has been established in your favor, and the season you thought would never end has already closed in the spirit. Even if your eyes have not caught up yet, because a major turn has been released for your good, and it begins now. Not someday, not eventually, but now. And you must hear this with clarity, because there are forces that would love to fog your mind, to dull your expectation, to convince you this is just another motivational moment. But I have already moved on your behalf behind the scenes. I have already set things in motion you cannot yet trace. And this message is your signal, your confirmation, your wake-up call, that what you have been asking for, crying for, hoping for in secret has reached its appointed time. The waiting chapter is finished, the outcome is settled, and what follows this is not survival. It is blessing, deep, restoring, undeniable blessing. But stay with me. Don't drift, don't scroll past this in your heart. Because if you disconnect too soon, you could miss the guidance that opens the door I am placing in front of you. And you need to know why your name has been marked with favor in this hour. Because out of countless people on this planet, this word has found you. And I brought you here because you are stepping into a season of clearer vision, lighter weight, and freedom from limits that have pressed on you for years. And what is approaching is going to reframe your entire story. Even the painful parts, because you have felt tired, overlooked, maybe even forgotten. But you have actually arrived at a turning point so critical that opposition has tried to crowd the path in front of you. Yet every struggle you endured, every time you showed up when it hurt, every time you kept going, when you could have quit, I saw your spirit, not just your effort. And that is why I am acting now. This is not casual information. This is a lifeline from me. The waiting is over. But to receive what is coming, you must stay spiritually alert. Because when you receive this in faith, I begin to move in ways that accelerate what has been delayed. And here is the deeper truth. You already sensed something was ending. Something inside, you knew a chapter had closed, but what ended was not your journey. It was your struggle. Because when I close a matter, it means the verdict has been issued. Every lie spoken about you, every delay that frustrated you, every attempt of the enemy to weaken your confidence has been ruled against. I have decided for you. And the voice that tried to tell you my silence meant abandonment, that closed doors meant rejection, that feeling unseen meant punishment was wrong, because the resolution came not because I said no, but because I had something greater prepared next, filled with peace, joy, provision, and stability. I was not disciplining you. I was developing you. Because what is coming is not just an answer to one request. It is the release of everything that was held back. And I saw the nights you cried alone, the days you smiled while carrying invisible weight, the moments you gave when you were already empty, and restoration is now on my agenda. But hear this clearly, just before blessing breaks through, resistance often rises, so if you have felt unusual, pushback, confusion, strange pressure, that is not proof of defeat, it is evidence that breakthrough is close. So stand firm, hold your ground. The fight belongs to me. The decision is final, and your victory is nearer than you think. Even if things seem quiet, it is not because I stepped away. It is because the outcome is already secured. You don't have to beg anymore. You need to prepare. You don't need to question. You need to receive. Speak your agreement with faith, because that alignment unlocks what is already yours. And understand this too. You are in a test, not to break you, but to reveal you. Because there comes a point where I stop explaining every detail and the silence you feel. The delays, the prayers that seemed unanswered, they are not punishments. They are proof that you are trusted with a test that shapes your capacity. And right now, your trust is being weighed. I see what you do when no one applauds, when it feels like I am quiet and the pressure is loud. But silence does not mean absence. Delay does not mean denial. Blocked paths are protection. And let me ask you something personal. Have you felt stuck in cycles? More resistance the harder you try. Relationships shifting, opportunities vanishing. That is not random. It is spiritual positioning before a major turn. Because before real blessing, there is often uncertainty, separation, and waiting. And this season has been preparing you in stillness, guarding you in unseen ways, placing you in situations that felt unclear because what is coming is so significant, your old state could not fully carry it. That is why some people left. That is why some prayers were delayed. Because what is arriving will not only bless you, but impact others through you. So do not quit now. The test ends when your trust outweighs your fear, when you choose to rely on me more than your emotions, and know this clearly, the enemy is not afraid of your past. He is afraid of your future. Every delay, every disappointment, every blocked door was an attempt to distract you from the role you carry in my design. Confusion was the weapon, not just to stop you, but to make you stop yourself. Whispering lies that it is too late, that you missed it, that you are unworthy. But those thoughts are not truth. What threatens the enemy most is you waking up and trusting me beyond your feelings. Because when you do, everything shifts. Hardship came to make you doubt what I had already settled. But you are still here, still standing, still believing in some form. And because of that, this struggle season is closing. What was held back is releasing. The fog is lifting, and the time ahead is already set by my will, and nothing can block what I have secured. But I ask one thing: unshakable trust, because uncertainty may knock, but you don't have to let it stay. And when you declare you trust me more than your emotions, power moves, and you are shifting from doubt to clarity, from distraction to purpose, from fear to trust. And even in quiet moments I am active. Even when you feel you lack, my supply is full. Even when others pull away, I draw near. You are not behind. You are precisely on schedule in my timing. So do not question in dark moments what I showed you in light. Speak with courage. Let trust be louder than fear. Because this is not empty encouragement. It is spiritual alignment. And you have wondered why now? Why not years ago? But what felt like waiting was design. I am not bound by calendars. I see the whole story at once. And what felt like a pause was preparation. I was getting you ready so you would not step into blessing, still wounded, still attached to the wrong people, still unsure of who you are. I was building resilience, stripping dependence on approval, removing connections that could not go where you are going. Because the next level requires strength, clarity, inner stability, and now you are ready. This is the moment I waited for, until distractions lost power, until your prayers deepened, until your focus shifted toward me, and now I release what was reserved, opportunities opening not because you forced them, but because you trusted, not early, not late, but on time. And some promises you stopped talking about, dreams you tucked away. I never forgot. I was working quietly so no one could interfere, preparing something so specific to you it had to be concealed, and now what you thought was over is stirring again, but stronger, clearer, bigger than before. The delay was about timing, not cancellation. I waited until your heart, mind, and environment could hold it, because blessing too early can feel like pressure, but now you are ready. And what is coming is not a smaller version of your hope. It is more than you imagined, and I know the waiting felt heavy, especially after you gave so much, especially watching others move ahead. But my quiet was not neglect. It was careful preparation. Building inside you strength no success could create. Deep integrity, steady endurance. Because what I have for you is not common, and special things require readiness. And this waiting strengthened your trust. Because real trust is proven in quiet seasons, when you declare belief before you see results, and that kind of trust shakes opposition and expands what you can carry. Because what is coming through, you will touch others. This is bigger than a personal win. So while you wait, give thanks. Keep your heart ready, stay obedient, protect your peace, speak life. Don't quit, because silence is not absence, and waiting is not no. It is a sacred pause, and when you release the need for immediate control, you make room for what I am bringing. Because I respond not to panic, but to steady trust. And when you ask from that place, you align with what I am already doing. You are not begging me to start. You are agreeing with what is in motion. And when your faith shifts from maybe to I know, things move, obstacles loosen, and I can change situations quickly, open doors, restore relationships, send help, shift hearts. Because I am not limited by time, but trust is the key. And I am calling you to full trust, not partial. Because you either lean fully on me or you don't. And right now, I am watching your response. Will you trust when things look uncertain? When feelings fluctuate? When a door closes because change is nearer than you think, and a simple act of obedience in this season can unlock more than you realize. This is a set, apart time. And soon you will see something that fills you with awe. So declare your readiness, step forward in trust, because this is not an ending. It is a beginning written long ago. You were brought here on purpose. You have been on my mind. I stayed close. The hard seasons had purpose. You are being prepared to handle weight others cannot. And now the burden of waiting is lifting, and favor is resting on you. So don't turn back just before the door opens. Say yes. Even if you don't understand everything, that surrender moves mountains. Agree with what I am doing. Receive this. Step into this new phase, because the right season has arrived. You are chosen, known, loved, and you will not just be blessed. You will be transformed. I am lighting the path toward decisions you feared, leading you into new territory, not back into old pain, but into renewal that surprises even you. And as you stay close to my guidance, you will see how carefully your life has been arranged, every detail shaping you for now. I saw your quiet strength, the times you supported others while needing support yourself, and now I restore you. I was holding you steady through every sudden difficulty, preparing outcomes at the right time, and what I am doing for you is not limited by anyone's opinion. Your honest heart moved me. Your prayers for others matter, and what I give you will overflow, because I finish what I start. Even if you cannot see it, yet things are shifting beyond your sight. No, I am healing past wounds, clearing hindrances, restoring your sensitivity to my voice. Every trial refined you, and now you are ready for promises that require depth. Your path here was not accidental. I protected you from dangers you never knew, redirected steps that would have led you away. And even when it seemed still, I was arranging everything with care, because my blessings unfold as you grow. So release uncertainty. My word has gone out and it is already unfolding. Settle your mind, embrace stillness, because in quiet you perceive deeper truth, and this shift requires you to live from settled trust, not constant reassurance. You have been equipped through every challenge, and what is beginning now is not just external change, but inner and outer alignment. This is active receiving, stepping into a future already secured, walking a path already cleared, not defined by your past, but by my will. You are prepared to recognize opportunities, stand firm, receive abundance without being overwhelmed. Embody who I made you to be. This is an enduring reality, as the breakthrough season, the open door, and your agreement unlocks the fullness of it. So receive this word. Let it echo in you. Share hope with others. Walk forward in peace, because my hand is on you. My protection surrounds you. My love covers you. And what I have begun in you, I will surely complete. And now I seal this over you with a supernatural peace, a strengthening of your faith, a clarity in your mind, a loosening of every lingering fear, and a release of favor, provision, direction, and divine acceleration. In the name above all names, let it be established. Let it manifest. Let it be done. Then stay with me, because what is unfolding now is deeper than motivation and heavier than emotion. It is a spiritual transition happening in real time around your life. And while your physical eyes may still see familiar walls, familiar problems, familiar routines, the atmosphere around your destiny has already shifted. The verdict in the unseen has already been spoken, and the momentum of heaven is now moving in your direction like a tide that cannot be reversed. And I need you to understand the seriousness and the beauty of this hour, because many people arrive at this edge and misinterpret the signs. They mistake the pressure for punishment, the stretching for rejection, the silence for distance. But you are not being pushed away. You are being pulled forward. And what feels like intensity is actually acceleration. Because when I prepare to move someone into a greater assignment, a higher dimension of influence, a wider territory of impact, I first increase their capacity. And capacity is not built in comfort. It is built in hidden places, in long nights, in unanswered questions, in moments where faith has to stand without applause. And you, my child, have passed through those hidden places. You have walked through emotional valleys you never posted about. You have carried responsibilities that drained you. You have kept showing kindness when you felt empty. And you wondered if any of it mattered. But nothing was wasted, not one tear, not one prayer, not one act of obedience. Because I was measuring your readiness for what you are stepping into now. And here is what you must clearly grasp in this second. The version of you that started this journey could not carry what is coming. The old mindset, the old emotional limits, the old attachments, the old need for approval, the old fear of stepping out. All of that had to be refined, and refinement feels like loss before it feels like growth. It feels like being misunderstood, like being left out, like being slowed down while others speed ahead. But I was not subtracting from your life. I was strengthening your foundation, because blessing without foundation becomes burden. And I refuse to let what I give you crush you instead of elevate you. So I slowed things. I allowed certain doors to close. I let certain relationships fade. I permitted certain plans to fall apart, not to harm you, but to protect the promise. Because where you are going cannot be entered with the weight of who you used to be. And now that inner work has been done, now that your spirit has deepened, now that your trust has roots instead of just leaves, the external shift begins, and you will start to notice subtle but undeniable changes, conversations that open doors, ideas that feel inspired, opportunities that align too perfectly to be coincidence, clarity replacing confusion, a quiet confidence rising where anxiety once lived, and you must not dismiss these as random. This is the evidence of my hand moving. This is the unfolding of what was prepared long before you saw a sign. And as this happens, the enemy will attempt one last strategy. Not a direct attack, but distraction. Because when he cannot stop the plan, he tries to divert the person. He tries to pull your focus back to old worries, old habits, old fears. He will whisper that nothing has changed, that you are imagining progress, that you should play small and stay safe. But safety is not your calling. Obedience is, and this next step requires courage wrapped in trust. Not loud, dramatic courage, but steady, quiet agreement with me. The kind that says, even if I don't see the whole staircase, I will take the next step. And understand this clearly. You are not chasing a miracle. You are walking into a prepared reality. There is a difference. Chasing is fueled by desperation. Walking is fueled by trust, and you are transitioning from begging mode into receiving mode, from striving into alignment, from pushing doors to walking through ones already opened. And as you do, your perspective on the past will change. The pain you resented will look like training. The delay you hated will look like timing. The isolation you feared will look like protection, because you will see how perfectly everything was arranged to shape the strength you now carry. And this strength is not just for you. It is for the people connected to your future, the lives that will be influenced by your obedience, the doors that will open for others because you chose not to quit, which is why the battle felt so intense, because your breakthrough was never just personal. It was generational in impact. And now we come to a sacred moment of decision, because increased favor requires increased surrender. You cannot step into expanded blessing while clinging to old control. You cannot walk in new authority while entertaining old doubts. So I am inviting you higher, deeper trust, fuller release. Let go of the need to understand every detail before you move. Let go of rehearsing worst-case scenarios. Let go of comparing your timeline to others, because comparison blinds you to your own lane, and your lane has been custom designed. And as you release these weights, you will feel lighter. Not because life suddenly has no challenges, but because you are no longer carrying them alone. You are learning the rhythm of partnership with me, where you handle obedience and I handle outcomes, where you take steps and I arrange results. And in this partnership, acceleration happens, not forced, but natural, because you are moving in sync with divine timing. And hear me, divine timing is not slow, it is precise. And when the moment hits, things can shift faster than years of effort could produce. One conversation can change direction. One opportunity can reposition you. One idea can unlock provision. One act of obedience can trigger a chain reaction. And you are standing at the edge of that kind of moment, which is why your spirit feels stirred, why something in you refuses to fully give up even when tired. That is not stubbornness. That is destiny calling you forward, and I am strengthening that inner yes, that quiet resolve, because the door in front of you will require movement, not overthinking, not waiting for perfect confidence, but simple trust expressed through action. And as you step, I will meet you, not halfway, but with power, with provision, with confirmation. And you will look back at this season and realize this was the line between surviving and stepping into purpose, between enduring and advancing, between hoping and experiencing. And peace will begin to replace the constant mental noise. Because when you are aligned with my will, there is a settled knowing that overrides circumstances, and that peace will guard your heart as things shift around you. Because change can feel disorienting even when it is good, but you will not be overwhelmed, because I have built stability inside you first. And now, my child, I am not just promising movement, I am inviting agreement. Open your heart fully to this transition. Stop rehearsing the story of delay. Start embracing the story of emergence. Speak in alignment with what I am doing. Declare life, declare readiness, declare trust, not to convince me, but to align you, because your words shape your expectation, and your expectation shapes how you walk through the door. And I am leading you into a season where doors will open that you did not force, where help will come that you did not beg for, where restoration will happen that you thought was impossible, and you will know it was me, not luck, not coincidence, but covenant faithfulness. And as this unfolds, humility will guard you, gratitude will ground you, and love will flow through you to others. Because blessing that stops at you stagnates, but blessing that flows through you multiplies, and you are being positioned as a vessel, not just a recipient, and this is the upgrade. Not just better circumstances, but expanded capacity, deeper character, clearer vision, stronger faith, and unshakable identity, as one who is led, protected, and favored. And I seal this part of your journey with assurance. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. You are right on time, right where you need to be, stepping into what has already been prepared. And as you continue, you will see, feel, and experience the evidence of my hand more clearly than ever before. Because this is the hour where preparation turns into manifestation, where faith turns into sight, and where the story you thought was ending reveals itself to have only just begun.